Hi, I'm Alige Lingappa, Assistant Professor in Physics, Government Postgrad College, Sirigupa. Today's my chapter is diffraction of light. So now I will discuss about diffraction grating. What is diffraction grating? How the diffraction grating which can be manufactured. Then what is the principle of diffraction grating? How the diffraction which takes place in case of grating, and then the what are the applications of diffraction grating? So let us discuss about diffraction grating. So a diffraction grating is an arrangement equivalent to a large number of parallel slits of equal width and are separated from one another by equal opaque spaces. So here the diffraction grating which consists of the large number of parallel slits. What we know that a single slit, double slit in case of Fraunhofer diffraction. So already we have discussed about what about the diffraction pattern in case of a single slit, then the diffraction pattern in case of double slits. So similarly, that way the system consists of large number of parallel slits. All they have equal width and they are separated by equal opaque spaces, so called diffraction grating. Here diffraction grating means which is an optical device, is an arrangement equivalent to a large number of parallel slits of equal width and separated from one another by equal opaque space. Then what about the construction of grating? So diffraction grating can be made by drawing a large number of equidistant and parallel lines on an optically plane glass. So with the help of a sharp diamond point. So here the large number of parallel lines, they are drawn on the optically plane glass by using a sharp diamond point. The rulings scatter the light and are effectively opaque, while the unruled parts transmit light and acts as slits. What we draw the number of lines on a plain glass plate. So the rulings where we draw the lines where rulings scatter the light and are effectively opaque, while the unruled parts transmit light and acts as slits. The experimental arrangement of diffraction grating is shown. There are two types of reflection and transmission gratings. So usually we have two types of gratings. There are that means they are a reflection grating and then a transmission grating. But usually we have used transmission grating. So just as the diagram of transmission grating, the number of lines are drawn on a optically plane glass plate, group grooves are cut out at a regular spacing. So that means the system which consists of alternating, transparent and opaque spaces. All they have equal width. So called, this is what about the diffraction grating. If suppose the polychromatic light, say white light, that means the light from the mercury source, if it is made to passes through the grating, then which undergoes, say, diffraction, then we will get the spectrum, the number of spectra on the screen. If we view the diffraction pattern on the screen, the system, it contains a central white fringe. On either side of the white fringe, there are of number of spectra that are formed. Just see the diagram. So first order rainbow, say called first order spectrum, second order rainbow, second order spectrum, then similarly other sides of first order rainbow, first order spectrum, second order spectrum, third order spectrum. So like that we have the number of spectra which are formed on either side of the central white fringe. So now let us discuss about the area of transmission grating. Let AB be the section of a grating having a width of each slit has A and B, be the width of each opaque space between the slits. The quantity A plus B is called a grating element, and two consecutive slits separated by the distance A plus B are called corresponding points. So let us consider AB be the section of grating having width of each slit. Let A, small a be the width of each slit. Width of the transparent space. Let B be the width of each opaque space. Where A plus B, so the sum of width of the transparent space and the width of opaque space, so called grating element. So now you see the grating, which it is a portion of grating which consists of the number of slits, where AB, that means section of grating. Between A and B, there are number of opaque spaces and transparent spaces. So let A be the width of the transparent space. So B be the width of each opaque spaces. So that means the system which consists of the number of slits S1, S2, S3, S4. When light, the parallel beam of light is made to incident on the grating, at the portion AB, the light which gets diffracted. So further the diffracted beam is made to passes through a convex lens. Then the diffraction pattern which is obtained on the screen, where the screen which is placed at the principal plane of the convex lens. So which consists of alternating bright and dark fringes. Let P be the one of the arbitrary point on the screen. The point P may be bright fringe or a dark fringe, which depend on the phase difference between the rays they will meet at that point P. So this is what about the experimental arrangement for obtaining a diffraction pattern in case of grating. So let us consider a monochromatic light or the source of light. The light from the diverging beam of light from the source is made to passes through a convex lens, where source is at the principal plane of the convex lens. Then the light emerging from the convex lens should be parallel beam of light, so-called plane wave front. So further the plane wave front is made to incident on the section of a grating, say AB, where the incident beam, so parallel wave front, which undergoes diffraction. Every point in that portion AB, they produces a secondary disturbances, so-called secondary wavelets. So that means where the light which undergoes diffraction, further the diffracted beam of light is made to passes through another convex lens. Then the light which undergoes refraction, then the refracted beam of light made to incident on the screen, where a screen which is placed at the principal plane of the convex lens. Then we will get a diffraction pattern on the screen. So we will get the bright and off fringes. So that means the bright and off fringes which depend on the path difference or phase difference between the refracted rays. So let a parallel beam of light of wavelength lambda incident normally on the grating using the theory of a single slit and Huygens principle. The amplitude of the wave diffracted at an angle theta by each slit is given by R is equal to A naught sin alpha by alpha. Let this is equation number 1. Then a diffraction by n parallel slit at an angle theta is equivalent to n parallel waves of amplitude R. Then the resultant amplitude R is equal to n A naught sin alpha by alpha. Let this is equation number 2. They emitted from each slit S1, S2, S3, etc. up to Sn. Then where alpha is equal to pi by lambda into A sin theta, where lambda wavelength of light, so A width of each slit, theta, so called the angle, the direction, that means a diffracted angle. These n parallel waves interfere and gives a diffraction pattern consisting of maxima and minima on the screen. The path difference between the waves emitted from two consecutive slits is given by delta is equal to S2K. From the triangle, so from the diagram S1, S2K, delta that indicates the path difference which is equal to S2K. So between the for two slits S1 and S2, where S2K is perpendicular to S1K, then a delta, the path difference which is equal to delta 2K, which is equal to A plus B sin theta. Let this is equation number 3, where A plus B is known as a grating element, where A is the width of transparent space, B is the width of opaque space. The corresponding phase difference, what we know that the relation between phase difference and path difference, so called pi is equal to 2 pi by lambda into delta. Further, which is equal to 2 pi by lambda into a plus b into sine theta. Let this is equation number 4. Thus, there are n equal waves of equal amplitude and with an increasing phase difference of pi. To find the resultant amplitude of these n parallel waves, we use the vector polygon method. Waves from each slit is represented by vectors, where its magnitude represented by amplitude and direction represents the phase. Thus, joining the n vectors tail to tip, we get a polygon of n equal sides, and the angle between two consecutive sides is theta dash. So we know that the addition of vectors, a triangle of addition of vectors, parallelogram law of addition of vectors, and then the polygon law of addition of vectors. If the number of vectors, if they are acting at a single point, then all the vectors they can be represented by the sides of a parallel polygon taken in the same direction, and their resultant can be represented by the closing side taken in the opposite direction, so called the statement of polygon law of addition of vectors. Here, that means in case of grating, the resultant amplitude that can be determined based on the vector polygon method, polygon law of addition of vectors. So joining the n vectors tail to tip, then we get a polygon of n equal sides, and the angle between two consecutive sides is theta dash. The phase difference between waves from first to last slit is n pi, where pi is the phase difference between two adjacent waves. For n waves, say n pi, that indicates the total, that means the net phase difference between the first and the last slit, obtained by drawing the tangents at A and B. So now you see the diagram. So the diagram which indicates that the number of rays that can be represented by the sides of polygon, all they will taken in the same direction. Their resultant can be represented by the closing sides taken in the opposite direction. So called, this is according to polygon law of addition of vectors. So diffraction by n parallel slits at an angle theta is equal to n parallel waves of amplitude Rn, where R is the amplitude due to one wave, say one slit. For n parallel slits, where for n parallel slits there are of n waves, then the net resultant amplitude at that point on the screen, which is equal to Rn. Then consider the triangles CN and DCN as shown in the diagram. Then sine theta dash by 2, which is equal to R by 2 by AC. Sine theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So from this triangle, sine theta dash by 2, which is equal to R by 2 by AC. So further sine theta dash by 2, which is equal to R by 2 by CD. Then since AC is equal to CD, so just this is the diagram. Then you can write AC is equal to R by 2 sine theta dash by 2. Let this is equation number 5. In a triangle ABC, Rn by 2, which is equal to AC sine n theta dash by 2. So further Rn is equal to 2 AC sine n theta dash by 2. Then Rn is equal to 2R sine n theta dash by 2 by sine 2 sine n theta dash by 2. where r is equal to n a naught sin alpha by alpha. So further the Rn becomes, that means the amplitude, resultant amplitude due to n waves. Rn means the resultant amplitude due to n waves, n number of waves, which is equal to n a naught sin alpha into sin n theta dash by 2 divided by alpha sin theta dash by 2. Then further, which can be done as Rn is equal to n a naught sin alpha sin n beta by alpha sin beta. Let where beta is equal to theta dash by 2, which is equal to pi by lambda into a plus b sin theta. So the resultant intensity, what we know that the expression of our intensity I is equal to 2 pi square f square a square rho v. According to that expression, we know that intensity is directly proportional to square of the amplitude, so that I is equal to Rn square. I is proportional to Rn square, where R square which is equal to n square from the above equation. Say Rn square which is equal to n square a naught square sin square alpha sin square n beta by a square sin square beta. So finally, the expression of our intensity I is equal to Rn square which is equal to I naught sin square alpha sin square n beta by a square sin square beta, where n square a naught square is equal to I naught. In the above expression, where n square a naught square will be taken as I naught, then finally we will get I is equal to Rn square which is equal to I naught sin square alpha sin square n beta divided by r square sin square beta. The above equation gives the resultant intensity of n parallel of waves diffracted at an angle theta. The resultant intensity is the product of two terms. So where I naught sin square alpha by alpha square, that term which is due to diffraction from each slit. Then further the remaining part, say sin square n beta by sin square beta, which is due to interference of n slits. So called, where the intensity at that point which depend on both the factors diffraction and then the interference, where I naught sin square alpha by alpha square, so called, this is a factor due to diffraction from each slit, where the remaining factor sin square n beta by sin square beta, that is due to interference of n slits. So I is equal to Rn square is equal to I naught sin square alpha sin square n beta divided by alpha square sin square beta, so called the expression for intensity at any point on the screen due to grating, so called the n number of slits, so called the n number of waves, n parallel waves diffracted at an angle of theta. So in this class we have discussed about what is grating, how the grating that can be manufactured, whatever the construction of grating, then the working of grating, then the theory of grating, the expression for grating, that means the expression of intensity in the case of diffraction grating, and what are the factors on which the intensity which depend, and so on. Thank you.